Hi! A few months ago I made a video called Embarrassing Convention Stories, which I will link right here and down in the description box. But basically in that video I talked about embarrassing moments or situations that have happened to me at conventions or while I was in cosplay. You guys enjoyed that video so much that I had a few people ask that I make another video talking about more embarrassing stories because I seem to have an unlimited amount of them. So let's do part 2 of my embarrassing convention stories. I'm also gonna throw in some creepy ones as well, because those always seem to be interesting. So my first story in this video today actually happened about a few weeks ago at Anime North 2015. This is what happened. So I cosplayed Sailor Jupiter from Sailor Moon, and as you may know, all of the Sailor Scouts have really short skirts attached onto their little outfits. So obviously, for the sake of accuracy, I had to have a teeny tiny skirt on. For some reason, whenever I decide to wear a skirt, whether it be in cosplay or just regular clothing, the weather changes to be super windy. I don't understand why. It's like my legs in skirts seem to trigger some type of windy weather, which makes the skirts fly up and everyone gets a great view of my pantsuit. Anyway, after a panel we decided to do a little fan meetup where people could come over and say hi to us and chit chat a little bit, take selfies, sign things, do all of that fun stuff. While we were doing that, again, it got super windy, so all these people that were surrounding me, my skirt kept flying up, and luckily my little Sailor Jupiter cosplay had built-in granny pants, so every time there was a gust of wind, they got a great look at those white granny panties that were sewn into my skirt. The reason why this is embarrassing is because it wasn't just once or twice. It was once or twice I would have been like, yeah, whatever. This was literally like every 30 seconds it would go whoop, whoop, whoop. Another embarrassing convention win story. I think this was at Anime North about 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago I want to say. This is when I cosplayed Atelier Verona from the series Atelier Tutori. So my friends and I were walking back from our hotel, which was the Crown Plaza. It's across the bridge and it's about 10-minute walk away from the convention center. That weekend was also very windy, and I mean like extremely windy, kind of almost borderline stormy weather, not quite rain, but there was just a ton of wind. We were walking down the sidewalk. There was a big group of guys walking towards us, and then there was a huge gust of wind, and for some reason my wig just kind of slid backwards. Not just a little bit, I mean like it flipped backwards and went half off my head. It also dragged my wig cap back, which is very impressive because everything was bobby pinned down. So if I didn't pin my weave down, it would have just woo! Flown off, and that probably would have been like the funniest thing ever to see actually. So the lessons here are pin down your wig and wear shorts underneath your skirt because it will flip up at some point during the convention weekend. Let's move on from innocent wind embarrassing stories to something a little bit creepier. Everyone loves a good creepy convention story, although I must put a disclaimer here. If you're ever at a convention and someone does something which you think is really creepy and you feel uncomfortable, go contact staff or tell someone or confront the person, because you shouldn't have to feel unsafe or creeped out at conventions. I always know how to handle creepy situations because I do not tolerate creepiness from people. So let's get into some weird stories. I think this is my second Anime North ever. This was, I think, 2008 or 9. A lot of weird things happen at Anime North, as you may notice in this trend. Anyway, I was staying at a hotel with a few friends that I had made in anime club. I think we were all 15 or so at this point, but we decided to head over to the rave, and we lined up and we got inside, and it was dark. There were flashy lights everywhere. Lots of goths, cyber goths, people in raver pants and colorful dreads and those furry legging things, and lots of industrial dancing. It was all new to me. So we were there, it was all exciting and new, and so we were dancing around, and then suddenly I felt these two big hands on my waist, and I had like a cold sweat go down my back. So I stopped and I turned around and I saw a guy that was about 6'2", had like a pale painted white face and eyeliner on and like long black hair. He was also wearing one of those black mesh netting long sleeve shirts, and he had those like raver bondage pants on, and I don't know why, he just stood there and was holding my waist, and I was like, oh, no. I must also add that I was wearing a black Naruto t-shirt and knee-length shorts, so there was like nothing provocative or ravery going on there, but I freaked out and I booked it out of the raving haul because no thank you, no. Youmacon 2012. So I was staying with a few friends and one of my friends was upstairs in the hotel room and she was not feeling okay. She was really tired. There was a CVS down in the convention center. CVS is kind of like the American version of Shoppers Drug Mart, but I went to go get some aspirin or something like that for her. When I was heading back to my hotel room, some guy actually recognized me, which was really cool because I think I only had like 10,000 subscribers or so at the time. And he wanted to take some photos with me, which I was like, okay, I gotta go back upstairs because my friend is dying. I need to drop off some aspirin, but I'll be down here later tonight at around 8 o'clock. I don't know what he thought when I said that, but he said, okay, let's go. And I was really confused because I was like, what do you mean? He thought I was inviting him back to my hotel room. So he kept trying to follow me back to my hotel room. And I had to keep going, no, you cannot come back with me to my hotel room. And eventually he left, and I didn't see him again that weekend, but if I did, I think I probably would have run away, because that is not okay. Do not trail people back to their hotel rooms. Who? What? And finally, I think I will end off with one of my favorite creepy stories, which my friend and I always reminisce about because it is so insanely creepy. And if this ever happens to you, I would highly recommend going to convention security and reporting that person. This is from my second convention ever. This was Fan Expo 2008. I think. I was meeting one of my closest friends now for the first time there, and we were gonna hang out at Fan Expo together because we didn't really have too many other friends that were into cosplay and stuff. We were sitting down and it was really cute because our dresses kind of spread out in these big circles, so it was really nice. This one guy came up to us and he was an older gentleman and he asked if he could take our photo, which was okay because there are lots of photographers around at conventions. And the thing that kind of freaked me out off the bat was that he had pointed fingernails. His fingernails were cut into points like that. I mean, if you're into that look, then good for you, but I'm personally not really that big of a fan. So he took our photos and then handed us a business card and then left. So we put the business card down and kind of forgot about it until later when we took a look at it. We picked up this business card and took a better look at it, and it had pictures of girls in leather chains and leashes on the front, and we were like, okay. And then we checked the website and it was like to some weird fetish website. So that was slightly terrifying. Also was the fact that we were both like 15 and there were literally half-naked girls walking around everywhere because it's Fan Expo and people like to get skimpy at Fan Expo. But we were in like these full body long sleeve dresses, okay? And I remember the email on the back of the business card being something like sexybrownguy@gmail.com, except he wasn't a brown guy, he was like an old white dude. My friend immediately got super freaked out, but I thought it was like the funniest thing in the world because when something unfortunate like that happens to your friend, you're just gonna be a dick about it, right? But if this ever happens to you and you're underage, go contact con security immediately because there are some creepy people hanging around at conventions, so stay safe, everyone. But yeah, those are some of my embarrassing / creepy convention stories. If you have any embarrassing or creepy convention stories, make sure to leave them down in the comments because I like reading about other people's convention experiences. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, make sure to leave me a thumbs up and let me know, and also leave a comment down in the description box telling me about any of your stories. And I will catch you around soon. Bye! Hello fellow trainers and Pokemon fans. Today I've got a cosplay tutorial for you of Dawn or Hikari's outfit from Pokemon Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. I decided I wanted to cosplay her about 2 days before Anime North, so today I'll show you how I made her outfit.